we've mentioned like Avondale and these other neighborhoods have been very competitive. I know you're more on the listing side, but on the buying side, what are some of the things that you are having your clients do to get their offers accepted? Someone's out there right now listening and they're struggling. They've put in 10 offers and none of them have been, accepted. What are some either tips or tidbits that you can give them to help make their offer more competitive?
Yeah, I actually have a really great story about this from a recent transaction that one of my buyer specialists did. I think one of the strongest ways that you can approach a competitive market and potential multiple offer situations is by making sure that you have a great team behind you that networks on your behalf. So we were in a multiple offer situation on a building. I think there were 4 other offers, including our clients. And at the end of the day, our lender that we were working with, who's one of our preferred lenders, 𝗦𝘃𝗲𝗵𝗵𝗀𝗀𝗧 had a relationship with the seller. That seller saw his name on our client's contract and went with us. It wasn't about numbers. It was about who this person was working with and the trust that was built there. And this client honestly had no clue about any of that. And that's just a little bit of chance, but it just shows that working with the right people, whether it's your lender, attorney, broker, can really put you over the edge. We talk to most of our clients about knowing that real estate, especially if it's their first or second property, is not their full-time job. Not yet anyway, if that's their goal. But that's why it's important to have people who are doing that work because it is their full-time job in the background for you. So when you step up to the plate, you have, the power of their network behind you. Some other things that you can do, we use escalation riders a lot in our contracts. Not all brokers and sellers are friendly to them. In fact, I saw a broker in Chicago post on Instagram the other day about how he didn't suggest accepting escalation riders because that client might be more difficult. I disagree with that. To me, when I see an escalation rider and I see it on the listing side and multiple offer, I see a buyer who is savvy, and they want this property, but they're also going to protect themselves and make sure that they're not overpaying while also putting their best foot forward. Making all other terms of the contract as appealing as possible to the seller. Think like your seller, put that seller's hat on, even if you're the buyer. That's the other thing you can do. Can you up your earnest money? Personally, I don't think earnest money carries a ton of weight anymore, but to a lot of sellers, it does. So if you're putting that money into your down payment at closing date anyway, there's really not much risk or much harm in going ahead and upping that for the earnest money during the transaction. Make sure you're timely with things. Keep your inspection and attorney review period short to the typical 5 business days. Don't try to stretch it, and then stick to your deadlines. You can, maybe increase your down payment a little bit. Any lever that you can pull and find in your contract, find it. If it's a shorter closing, talk to your lender. Can we do this in 30 days instead of the typical 45? Just anything that you can sweeten beyond price, go for it. And sometimes those things help you get the price that you want, as opposed to going against an offer that throws in a wildly high price. That can make a lot of sellers nervous because it feels rushed. So I'd say, any of those things. The last thing, and it doesn't usually occur to people doing multi-units and investment properties, but sometimes that letter that you hear about people writing for condos and single family homes, the emotional piece of why you want this building, that can also put you over the edge. Don't discount things like that. It shows you care and you're dedicated.